McRaven and the make your bed speech, but it's like a 20-minute freaking video. So we'll just, hey, we're live. Good evening, everybody. It's Saturday night. It's time for the deep dive. I've got Mario back with us because, you know, I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me wax on poetic about, tough shit. Tonight, we're doing philosophy.
Yes, they would rather they would rather have contemporaneous stream of thought lunacy from me. Of course, that's what's selling these days.
Yeah, yeah. And Mario, you're starting to get a little. You're starting to get some little lightning streaks in your beard there. You're gonna look like me before you know it.
Yep, that I do. Just so you guys know, I am for the audience. I am little peek behind, little peek back in the kitchen. Okay, I am literally trying to finish slides right now. I failed for the first time to meet my deadline. Okay, I pride myself on producing. Yeah.
In fairness, tonight we have two slideshows coming at you, and one of them is already complete. Which, you know, we're 10 minutes away from ticking into a slideshow anyway. Because we are going to stay live on the on the everything for a minute and let some new blood get into the Rumble side if we might, and we'll see how that works out. Let me see if this is the article here. What? No, I have. Okay, I've got the article pulled up somewhere. I had it pulled up somewhere. Because I had to pull it through. Yep, there it is. So I had to pull it through archive. And you know what? I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna give you guys a little peek behind the curtain as well. I'll give you a different little peek behind the curtain. And this will be fun. So here's the original article from the New York Times, and you'll see that this little thing. Archive? Yeah, so this little thing pops up here. It says create a free account or log in, gain access, blah blah blah. So the article's behind a paywall. Aaron asks, have I seen the discovery Mario and I made? I have not. So I actually have. So let me give you guys a little inside baseball. The archive page, I've got it as a little widget here. And it opens us up to archive.ph, and I tell them I'm not a robot. And then the Internet Archives tells me, okay, this page was last archived 1 month ago. I don't need to save it again. One of the things the archive is for, so this is archive.today or archive.ph. The Internet Archives. And one of the things this is good for is we can see the history. Now, this isn't going to be such a big deal on this article because it's an opinion article, but when you see high stakes political articles, you can hit the archive and you'll find everywhere that changes have been made, right? And often that's a good place to look at things like, remember when they were talking about, was it Officer Sicknick that died on he was killed by the January 6th protesters. Oh, turns out, no, he wasn't. Well, we can go and look at the archive and we can see where first everybody ran the headline that he was murdered by a January 6th protester who beat him to death with a fire extinguisher. And then you could see where they went and tried to stealth edit and say, oh, no, actually, that's not what actually happened. He died of completely unrelated heart attack days later.
Correct.
And he just happened to have been present at January 6th. And so they tried to link the two together, right?
I knew that was bullshit right from the start. Okay.
You got Mario, your mic is
Sorry. I knew that. I knew that was bullshit right from the start. Okay, for the simple fact that how many people were in that crowd? Okay, how many cell phones were you? How many cell phones in that crowd? Okay,
correct.
how many people
Right.
there with the ability to take like literal high quality 4K footage? Okay, right there in real time. All right, and you're telling me that if an officer was being beaten to death with a fire extinguisher, nobody would have freaking trained their cameras on that and filmed that? Okay, bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. In contemporaneous in our contemporaneous media atmosphere, if somebody says a thing happened in a crowd and there's not high quality cell phone footage of it, they're lying.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple.
100%.
And if there is high quality cell phone footage of it, it might be AI, so they might still be lying.
Yep.
But that's where we're at. That's where we're at today. But yeah, so you can use the Internet Archive to pull up articles, and I'm not telling you that you can steal people's work this way, but this will get you around the paywall, right? So before we get behind the paywall and get into our actual presentation, let me entice some of you guys to join us by I'm going to hit you with the article. So, and this is a first. This is the first time we've done this quite the way we're going to do it tonight. We've never done a deep dive where we started with an article and went into a deep dive critiquing the article. We've all, previously we've done either long form lectures on complex philosophical topics or long kind of dissertations that Mario puts together on historically significant stories. Everything from the deep details on an individual to the very broad vision of, like, for example, China. The 5,000-year history of proto-communist China.
Yeah.
Tonight, we're going to read this article, and then we're going to eviscerate the sociopathy of this idea. So this is an opinion article from the New York Times. Why I had to kill family dinner. Oh my God!
Wow. When we're the levels of narcissistic victim seeking are already off the charts. Okay, I don't even.
Yeah.
I can't even. Okay.
For 18 years, my family ate dinner together almost every night. We talked, we laughed, we fought, we told stories. Sometimes someone left in a huff, but still we gathered every night. Most of the time at 6. Fuck your novel. I made dinner for my family because I wanted to, and because the world told me I had to.
I have no agency.
Well,
no, she has no agency. She has no agency. She is a pure female brain thinker who essentially lives according to the dictates of what the consensus is amongst women. Okay, and there is not a drop of masculine energy. Okay, in this woman's life. Okay, and I'm sure we'll kind of get more to that. In a minute.
We'll get into that a little more in just a minute. Yeah. But the world told me I had to. Then okay, let's tackle that real quick. And this will be your free sample before I put you behind the paywall. If you have children, especially young children, like my kids are 15, 13, 10, and 6. And every one of my kids can get up in the morning and scramble or fry their own eggs, make a piece of toast, and feed themselves breakfast. They can do that now. There was a point where that was not the case, right? There was a point where only, there were 4 kids in the house and only the eldest could make her own food. And of course, there was a point where the eldest was the first, right? You got a 1, 2, 3, 4-year-old, right? In that 5 years and under, you absolutely have to feed them. And make no mistake, you still have to feed the 6-year-old more often. She's not going to feed herself every meal that she needs to eat to keep herself healthy. And if you let her try, if you let her try to do it, she'll make bad choices. If you don't do an organized family meal, then you're failing as a parent. Just on the most basic level of meeting the biological need of your children. Right? Mm-hmm. And this is whether you're a mother or a father, male or female, right? You have this responsibility. If you have progeny, then you have the responsibility to see to their care and feeding, right?
And especially we live in an age where, you know, of increasing atomization due to digital convenience. Okay, the dinner table, in such an age, I think that the family dinner, okay, the meal to sit around with the family, I think it's all the more important because those might be the few times a day where people actually engage in dialogue, okay, with another human being, as opposed to typing or just being in passive receive mode in front of a screen. Okay, so yeah. All right, all done. It's all done. It was supposed to be a tiny thing, but I had to make 5 scrolls. Okay. So, and
damn son,
I can't help it, man. If the topic interests me, then I just start writing and I don't stop.
Oh, I understand.
And then I end up in a situation where it's like, man, I gotta, because I do everything in the most Luddite fashion imaginable. To write it on, literally physically writing it on paper, then physically typing it into a Word file, and then physically copying and pasting it to a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, I am the zero AI man.
Mario, I'm going to teach you some tricks where you're not going to be relying on the AI to do thinking work for you. I'm going to teach you some tricks where you can just make it save you steps. But we'll get to that another time. So I don't have a new AI music video for this episode, but because part of this conversation is going to revolve around dopamine addiction and staring at your phones, I'm gonna run this one. So many of you may have already seen this one. If you haven't, guys, I cannot stress this enough. Go to YouTube, watch the music videos. There's like a dozen of them now. I did a new one for Thanksgiving. It's not the right. Doesn't strike the right tone for this episode. This one strikes the right tone for this episode.
They told us to fear the boot on our neck, that tyranny would come draped in flags and iron. But the old fear was wrong. We didn't need chains. We chose the screen. We welcomed the watchers. We invited the eye inside. It wasn't the state that caged us, it was the crowd. We are the panopticon now. The leveling has begun, Kierkegaard's prophecy reborn in pixels. Every voice made uniform, every face reshaped by algorithmic grace. The black mirror flattens the soul until all reflections blur into one. Bug-eyed, gray, genderless, the spirit reduced to default settings for belonging, for ease. I don't need the world in my bedroom, yet I let it in. Every night glowing by my bedside, whispering that connection is love. We built the watchtower ourselves, brick by brick, click by click. Freedom, they said, would live in the cloud, but the cloud became the fog, and every droplet bears our name. Bentham's blueprints linger in our circuitry. Orwell's ghost smiles through the glow, and somewhere in the dark web's depths, Palantir writes commandments for the new God. The walls were glass and gold, we painted them with worship. release like blood, and it fed, humming hymns through fiber optic veins. Now we kneel at the altar of the black mirror, a slab of obsidian framed in chrome. The high priest of code chant behind it, streaming the sacrament of self. We bow our heads, not in prayer, but in scroll. The screen's glow flickers like candlelight. Each thumb swipe a genuflection. It knows when we ache and when we gaze too long. It gazes back with teeth behind the pixels. Something ancient stirs, a techno god dreaming in binary, drinking our attention like blood from a chalice. Big brother doesn't need telescreens. He lives in your palm and purrs when you touch him. He speaks in recommendations. He loves in engagement metrics. The contagion spreads, hashtags like plagues, outrage like incense. The terminally online kneel beneath neon halos. Blessed are the trending, for theirs is the kingdom of the algorithm. In shadowed corners of the feed, the children are off of Elsa Gates' altar, burns with innocence. Digital sacrifices to the dark god of clicks. Their laughter becomes content, their tears metadata. In halls of silicon, the prophets of surveillance preach efficiency. Orwell's warnings echo ignored. Bentham's blueprints gilded and sold. Palantir's eyes see not just where we are, but what we'll want before we know it. It doesn't need to punish, it prophesies. And the prophecy fulfills itself.
The black mirror does not blink. It remembers, it forgives nothing. It demands everything. You built your cage, you polished it. You worship the light within. Now it shines back with hunger. You pay the toll in truth. You tithe your time. You sacrifice your sons to the stream. And somewhere in the static between the algorithms hum and your fading heartbeat, a voice half human, half machine.
Whispers, we have met the Watchers, and they were us, and they were us.
All right. And I'm sorry, guys, those of you watching out there in freebie land, the free ride is over. We are going behind the paywall.